Yo guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we'll be talking about Hurricane Grace, Tropical Storm Henri, and post-tropical storm or cyclone Fred. And Grace has been upgraded to a hurricane as of the 11 PM advisory, but now the 1 PM advisory is out, and they are still keeping it at 75 miles per hour because there's some dry air in training the storm right now, which will limit intensification. I'm still peaking as a strong cat 1, maybe a mid-range cat 2 if Grace can stop that dry air from going inside of a circulation. And then I've got Henri right now, tropical storm Henri, still 65 miles per hour. Minimum center pressure is 998 millibars, located at 30.0 degrees north and 66.6 degrees west. Movement west at 7 knots, which is 8 miles per hour. So it's moving relatively slowly. And that was as 11 PM Atlantic Standard Time. This one is as from 11 AM Eastern Daylight Time. Even though it's the 1 PM advisory. Or is it the... I don't know. Yeah, it's 1 PM advisory. I'm just waiting on if they will thingy it. No, it's the next update. The next update will be out probably about an hour. So this, I don't know. I might do one update today. I'm gonna do 3 tomorrow. I'm gonna do one quickly in the morning. I'm gonna do one at 8 AM Thursday, which is about 1 o'clock UK time. So I'll do a video about then. I might be out about 1 o'clock. So 1:30ish, between 2 o'clock UK time, I'll do another update. And then when it's a tropical storm over the Yucatan, then yeah. It's crucial to its intensity. If it gets to a Cat 2 in the Caribbean, then it'll become a stronger storm in the Gulf, in the Bay of Campeche. I am predicting at least a Category 3, maybe a Category 4 peak if it on satellite imagery. Yeah, they're still saying it's the 11 AM advisory, so I don't think they have updated it yet, but they are saying it's the 1 PM advisory, so I probably need to refresh my page. Now they're still saying the same as of 11 PM as of the 11 AM advisory, but yeah, this still has 24 hours over water right now. It can really blow up, because Delta did last year in 24 hours. So with Eta and Iota last year, Eta and Iota were Iota was a Category 1. It started to intensify when it was at a 90-mile-an-hour hurricane. So it went from a Category 1 to a Category 3, then from a Category 3 to a Cat 5, and then obviously it got downgraded to a Cat 4. So obviously, yeah, I'm not predicting this is going to be a Category 5. If it was going to be a Category 5, then maybe it would have to really do some really fast intensification before 12 hours over the water. So as of 8 AM Friday to 8 PM Friday, right, that's gonna have to do some really good intensification It's Wednesday now, the 18th of August, and it's 6:45 UK time. That's when I'm recording this video right now. So, um, tro- um, you still got tropical storm watches in effect. Tropical storm warnings for the Cayman Islands, the southern tip of Cuba, the southern west, southwest for Cuba. You got hurricane watch for hurricane warnings for the west coast of the Yucatan. Um, Tropical storm warnings for north of the Yucatan and the west side of the Yucatan or the east side of the Yucatan. They haven't put no hurricane warnings, but I honestly think that this will become a major hurricane in the Gulf. And if it does, it will get retired. Because every single major hurricane gets retired if it hits land and does a significant amount of damage. Now, I'm going with the ICON model and the HWRF here. I'm not really going with the GFS, but the GFS in the latest frames have been indicating a major hurricane. So anyway, enough of Grace. Here's Henri right now. Tropical storm Henri. 65 miles per hour. It is expected to become a hurricane, but as you can see though, Boston's in the cone of uncertainty. Right, yesterday this was supposed to be moving and deliver tropical storm warning, tropical storm force winds to Bermuda, but now it's not doing that. Those tropical storm watches have been discontinued for Bermuda, and I think if this carries on going further west, we could see a landfall in north, maybe if it goes a bit far south to South Carolina. But it is moving west now, so if this carries on going west, then it might hit Georgia or South Carolina, or maybe North Carolina if it moves northwest a little bit. I'm predicting at least a mid-range category 1 out of this. I'm not predicting a high-end Cat 1 or a Cat 2. I don't think this will become a major hurricane. The next wave behind this, though, I have high confidence. The next wave behind Grace will become a Cat 5. I am confident about that. Here's Fred. Fred you can't really track anymore because, it's just a pure dead system. Remnants now. Remnants of Fred, and as of the 11 a.m. EDT time, Wednesday, August 18th, advisory 36. Minimum central minimum central pressure is 1013 millibars, and that was 25 miles per hour. It located at 39.5 degrees north and 80.7 degrees west, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. So, yeah, it's not going to really be affecting anyone anymore. So, yeah, anyway, I'll show you tropical tidbits right now. Recon is finding 75 knot winds, so that's 85. That's 80 mile per hour. No, that's 85 mile per hour winds in this system. So tropical tidbits. Aircraft recon. Yeah. So yeah, they are finding hurricane force winds. It does have a very small eye though, and I don't know if it's a pinhole, but if Grace has a pinhole eye, it should start to really rapidly intensify. Because Delta had a pinhole eye last year. Iota and Eta had a pinhole eye last year. So, well, I don't know about Iota, but I know Hurricane Eta last year and Hurricane Delta had pinhole eyes last year. So yeah, I know they're trying. I know they're finding hurricane force winds. This is 13. They are finished now. So NOAA mission 3. They are going into Grace now, but they're flying from Florida. So well, they have found tropical storm force winds there. So I don't know if that's gonna be a wave or not. We just have to wait and see. Number 12 has finished. They finished earlier. They didn't. Well, at this point, they did find hurricane force winds, and hurricane force winds are actually spreading more because they are actually finding 75 knot winds now, which is indicative of a category of 85 miles per hour. So if it goes up from if it goes to 90 and goes into category 2, then it will go into the pink areas. So we just have to watch the storm very carefully because Recon is finding some really good thing. Apparently, Tropical Tibbets has still got Grace as a tropical storm. Why is that then? It's because dry air is going into the system. Like, I know dry air's going into the system, but it doesn't mean that you have to downgrade it. Because this was supposed to be a hurricane, and it is. You can clearly see it's a hurricane. It's got an eye wall forming and everything. So, I don't know I think it's just a fault or something. You just have to wait until the next advisory comes out, because if they do downgrade it to a tropical storm, then the Yucatan will be in good. They won't have to worry. But it actually looks like it's moving north. And yeah, you can actually see the waning of the convection. So I think it's the dry air going into the system right now. If you look on visible, you can actually see the dry air. Grace looks good on satellite imagery. It looks so disgusting on IR. But an eye's starting to come out, as you can see. Look in the latest frames. Look, an eye, and it suddenly gets covered up by a load of convection. So I don't know what they're playing at or anything, but this is a beautiful storm. This is a beautiful storm right now. I'm definitely going to take a screenshot of this. Because the storm is a beautiful storm. So yeah. Anyway, here's the visible satellite loop of Hurricane Grace, and it's really looking way better organised. When I did the video yesterday, and it was sitting right on top of Jamaica, and it was being affected by some wind shear. It was only 5 to 10 knots of wind shear, and that wind shear is still out there, but the wind shear is not really affecting Grace's core no more, because the core is really strong at impact. It impacted, which means that it'll have more time to intensify. I don't know if it will rapidly intensify still, but I am predicting rapid intensification later on today. So yeah, but Henri is actually forming an eye on visible satellite imagery. Honestly think that this is a category 1 already. I think this is a lot stronger than Grace is, because Grace is struggling right now. On IR, Grace is struggling, but on visible satellite, on visible IR, it is not struggling. But this storm is not struggling on IR. This storm, yeah, even though the humidity is at 50%, I know the humidity for Grace is at 50%. So here's half and half, half moisture and half dry air. I will show you the forecast models now, because I'll stop blabbering on. But the GFS does have this down as 994 millibars right now. HWRF for Grace, HWRFP for Henri. I'll show you Henri, because there's a new feature that I think they added. Sea surface temperatures. It tells you the sea surface temperatures of the Atlantic right now. So Henri's about, so it's about 998 millibars right now. So it's in about 29 to 28 degrees Celsius. So it's in very good favourable sea surface temperatures. As you can see, it starts to upwell the waters, and it becomes, the HWRF is taking it to be a category 2 here, and intensifying it rapidly from a category 2 here to a category 3, no, to a category 4, then weakening it as it possibly makes a hurricane landfall on Boston. But I don't know if it will make landfall in Boston. I honestly think if this moves further, a bit more west, it will graze the coast of North Carolina. And honestly, this is by the 23rd of September. So, yeah, the waters will be significantly cold now. There will be rewarming where Henri formed first, but where it is right now, where Boston is right now, has got at least 25 to 26 degrees, maybe 27, which is 27 is unfavourable for a storm. But Linda in the East Pack is strengthening, even though it's in very cold waters right now. So this is on the 18th, and honestly, it does get really strong, as you can see. So 950 does weaken to 960 as some wind shear picks up, and as sea surface temperatures start to cool down, because it upwells the water, as you can see. Look! It basically upwells the water for the whole of its rest of its life, actually. So here is when it starts to upwell the water. So it starts to upwell the water about here, and then it's more prominent here as soon as it takes that turn, and does make a hurricane landfall on the coast of Boston, but I'm not sure where about in Boston. So I will show you Grace right now. That was Henri. I don't want Henri. I want Grace. Right, Grace. Right, this is Grace right now. So I'll tell you where we are. We're still on the 6th sea run. So we are about here. Well, the pressure is a lot down. The pressure is 992. It is meant to be getting to 984 for crossing the Yucatan, barely losing any strength, but then becoming a category, maybe a category 4. Don't know. Could be a cat 4. Could be a very weak cat 3. Oh no, it could be a very strong category 3. And then obviously really upwells the water Right, it goes from 30. What? It goes from 30 degrees, boom, down to 27 degrees. That's like a three. That's like a 3 degree drop. So I will show you the proper HWRF now, without the sea surface temperatures. This HWRF run does take it a lot stronger. Obviously, it's now a hurricane now here, and the pressure will be going up. The pressure, as soon as it gets here, the pressure will be going up. Well, down actually, indicating her landfall. It's gonna be pressure is gonna be about 987 here, and then it's going to be 978 here, 973, 967 before it makes landfall. So that's a very weak Cat 3. That's borderline Category 3 right there. Weakening quite fast in the Yucatan, but then becoming not a Category 3 again. Yeah, becoming a Category 3 when it makes landfall. So I don't know what I know what the H-Mon is saying at this point. H-Mon is also doing the same. H-Mon wants it making landfall on exactly the same place. But does the H-Mon take it as a major hurricane in the Caribbean? Because if it does, then it could be like... I think the GFS is picking up on this system as well. I think the H-Mon is making it have a bit stronger winds. It's here now, so yeah, it's here. So it's got to have 986 millibars for sure. And actually, it doesn't become a Category 3. It doesn't become a Category 3 in the Caribbean. So according by the H-Mon. And then obviously it does have a large eye at this point. But in the Caribbean it has a small eye. Look at this. A very small eye. So it is prone to rapidly intensify at this point. 74. But then coming over here, the eye will just start to weaken. And then it gets massive over here. So it's all down to the intensity though of Grace in the Caribbean. GFS is hinting of a Category 2 landfall, which for some odd reason, I don't know why they're hinting as a Category 2 landfall. I think they could bulk that up, but GFS has actually been quite right this season. I think this could be a lot stronger than 972. The CMC model. Like, I'm thinking that the CMC model is not even taking it to a hurricane. So what the hell are they doing? Like, CMC model is so trash. Like, look, doesn't even make the hurricane landfall. Like, the NHC is expecting it. The NHC wasn't even expecting a hurricane out of this system. Obviously, it moves like this. Doesn't even make landfall as a hurricane. And it literally comes over here. Well, it does. 990 is a hurricane. But that's a very weak one. So, most of the models are indicating a strong storm. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there for now. If you like detailed weather breakdowns, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to share this video with your family and friends whoever lives in Mexico and the Yucatan. please evacuate now, because according to the HWRF, this is meant to be making a 967 millibar landfall. Yes, a 967 millibar landfall. You might be thinking, oh, well, that's only a weak category 3. So, maybe a weak category 3. But, who cares? It still does a lot of damage. So, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and see you all in the next video. Peace. Have a good day.